Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive into all things self-improvement. And this time, we're really going deep, like deep,
Yeah,
deep,
that's deeper than usual.
deeper than usual. So we've got this article here. It's called Self-Improvement and Personal Development. The key to your better future is you. Really rolls off the tongue.
Catchy.
It is catchy. But, it's not just about the title. It's packed with so many insights about taking control of your life,
Hmm.
setting those goals, thinking positively, and even like how to handle all those curveballs life throws your way.
That sounds right up our alley.
Right. So are you ready to kind of like unlock your full potential?
Absolutely. And, one thing that really jumps out at me from this article,
I totally agree. It's about that shift from feeling like a passenger to actually steering the wheel. And that reminds me of something Nathaniel Brandon wrote in Taking Responsibility. He had this example of a woman stuck in a job she absolutely hated.
oof, been there.
Right. But instead of staying miserable, she took ownership of her situation. She realized that to get her dream job, I think it was graphic design, she needed to level up her skills.
And that's a game changer. It's not about just wishing things were different, but taking action to make them different.
So she actually enrolled in a night course and started building her portfolio. And I think she even started networking with people in the industry. And guess what?
What? Don't leave me hanging.
A year later, she landed a design job she absolutely loved. That's the power of taking responsibility.
Right. It's so inspiring, and it perfectly highlights the article's emphasis on goal setting. And it all comes down to those SMART goals.
Oh, yeah. Smart goals. I'll admit, they always kind of seemed a little too corporate for me, but maybe there's something to them.
Oh, there definitely is. Imagine someone wants to get fit, but they only set a vague goal like lose weight. That's not going to get them very far.
Yeah, where do you even begin with that?
Yeah, exactly. Now compare that to someone with a SMART goal. I'm going to run 3 times a week for 30 minutes and aim to lose a pound a week over the next 3 months.
Wow, yeah. That's a lot more concrete.
It is. It's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's relevant to their fitness goal, and it's got a clear time frame.
Okay, I'm starting to see the light with these SMART goals. It's like having a super detailed roadmap versus just like a vague sense of direction.
Precisely. But, even with the best roadmap, we're bound to hit some bumps in the road, right?
Oh, absolutely. Life throws those curveballs.
And that's where mindset comes in. The article talks a lot about the power of positive thinking and a growth mindset.
I have heard of those, but haven't really, like fully understood how they work together.
Well, think of it this way. Positive thinking is like that fuel. It's that
Mhm.
optimism, that belief that good things can
Oh,
happen.
yeah, I like that.
But a growth mindset, that takes it even further. Carol Dweck, in her book Mindset, talks about this study where students were praised for their effort, not their intelligence.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And these students, they ended up actually outperforming their peers. And you know why? Because they embraced those challenges as opportunities to learn and grow.
So it's not about seeing those setbacks as like failures.
Exactly. It's about seeing them as stepping stones.
It's about seeing those setbacks as stepping stones. It's like
Yeah.
having that internal compass that always points towards growth. Speaking of growth, this article, it really emphasizes continuous learning. But it's not just about formal education like going back to school, is it?
Not at all. It's about having that mindset of lifelong learning, constantly seeking out new knowledge and skills. I mean, think about it. The skills that are in high demand today could be obsolete tomorrow.
That's true.
Adapting is really the key, especially in your field.
So you're saying like even if we've already, reached a certain level of expertise, we can't just like rest on our laurels.
Exactly. I mean, the world's changing so rapidly, and those who can adapt and embrace those new opportunities are going to thrive. So what about you? Any skills or knowledge areas you've been thinking about exploring that could be valuable in your work?
Ooh, that's a good question. I've been thinking about maybe diving deeper into data analytics. It seems like everybody's talking about data-driven decision making these days, and I kind of want to, be part of that conversation.
That's a fantastic choice. I mean, there are so many resources available now. Online courses, boot camps, industry conferences. You could even just dedicate like 30 minutes a day to reading articles or watching tutorials.
Yeah, I like that. It feels a lot less daunting knowing I can like start small and build from there.
Exactly. Small steps.
And speaking of building, let's talk about building healthy habits. The article mentions exercise, diet, sleep, the basics. But I feel like I've heard all that before. Is there something new or different about how we should approach these habits?
Well, there's a reason why these are considered the basics. They're really the foundation for everything else. Just think about it. When you're sleep deprived, your focus, your mood, even your decision making, it all suffers.
Mm.
But when you prioritize sleep, you're really investing in your well-being. And that's going to have a ripple effect on every aspect of your life.
It's true. You can't really build a strong, resilient life without taking care of the foundation first.
Exactly. And, one simple habit change that I think can have a huge impact is starting the day with just like 10 minutes of mindfulness. Taking that time to breathe, to be present, just observe your thoughts without judgment. It can drastically reduce your stress and increase your focus throughout the day.
I've heard about mindfulness, but haven't really tried it consistently. I'm sensing a theme here. Small, consistent changes lead to big results.
You got it. And, that brings us to another crucial aspect of self-improvement that this article highlights. Strong relationships and social support. We've talked about taking responsibility for ourselves, setting goals, having the right mindset. But we're not meant to do this all alone, are we?
Definitely not. I think sometimes we underestimate the importance of connection, of having people who support us, celebrate our wins with us. But strong relationships, they don't just happen magically, do they?
No, they definitely don't.
Well,
They require effort,
okay.
communication,
Yeah.
and a willingness to be vulnerable. There's this great book, Hold Me Tight, by Dr. Sue Johnson, and she talks about this really important concept called emotional responsiveness in relationships.
Okay.
It's about being attuned to your partner's emotions,
Mm.
validating your feelings and responding in a way that makes them feel heard and understood.
So it's not just about, being there for the big stuff, but also being present and attuned in those everyday moments.
Absolutely. It's about creating that emotional safety net for each other. And when you feel safe and supported in your relationships, you're more resilient, more confident, and just, better equipped to face those challenges life throws your way.
Yeah, I like that. That makes sense. So we've covered a lot in this deep dive, taking responsibility, setting goals, having a positive mindset, building resilience, continuous learning, forming healthy habits, and nurturing strong relationships. I feel like we've been given this amazing toolbox filled with tools for a more fulfilling life.
And the great thing is, you don't have to master every tool at once. Start with one or two that resonate most with you. Remember, self-improvement is a journey, not a destination. It's about continuous growth and evolution.
But with so much information out there, it can be kind of overwhelming. Where do we even begin?
That's where self-awareness comes in.
Hmm.
And the article kind of subtly emphasizes this. Take some time to reflect on your strengths, your weaknesses, your values, your goals. When you understand yourself better, you can choose the tools and strategies that really align with your unique needs and aspirations.
Right. It's about tuning in to our own internal compass to guide our journey. And it makes me think about something we haven't explicitly discussed. Self-care.
Oh, yes.
It's not just about, pampering ourselves, is it?
It's so much more than that. It's about prioritizing our well-being in all areas of our lives.
Yeah.
Setting boundaries, saying no when we need to, and making time for activities that nourish our minds and our bodies. You can't pour from an empty cup.
It's like we've been weaving in self-care throughout this whole conversation without even realizing it. Taking responsibility for our well-being, setting boundaries to protect our time and energy, having a positive mindset to manage stress. It's all connected.
It really is. It's about recognizing that you are your most valuable asset, and investing in your well-being is an investment in your future. So reflecting on everything we've talked about, what stands out to you the most? What's resonating with you at this point in our deep dive?
It really is a lot to take in. It's like we've been given this incredible toolbox, with all these amazing self-improvement tools. And now it's like, okay, go build the life you want.
And the best part is you don't have to be like a master craftsman to use these tools. Just start small, experiment, see what works for you. The journey itself is where the real growth happens.
Yeah, I love that. Embracing the process, the ups and downs, the lessons learned along the way. And it's so easy to get overwhelmed by all the self-improvement advice out there, right?
Yeah.
But this article really reminds us that it doesn't have to be complicated.
Right. It's all about focusing on the fundamentals, taking responsibility, setting those clear goals, cultivating that positive mindset, building resilience, never stop learning, forming those healthy habits,
Right.
and nurturing those strong relationships. Those are the pillars of a fulfilling life.
And they're all within our reach. It's not about being perfect. It's about making progress, showing up for ourselves each day and trying to be just a little bit better than we were yesterday.
And remember, you're not alone on this journey. There are so many resources available, books, articles, podcasts, communities, all offering support and guidance along the way.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of support, we're here for you too. We love diving deep into these topics and sharing insights that can, help you unlock your full potential. So as we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with a final thought-provoking question, something to ponder as you continue on your self-improvement journey.
So if you could master one new skill this year to boost your well-being and success, what would it be and why? Think about it. What skill would have the biggest positive impact on your life? Maybe it's learning a new language, or mastering public speaking, or even developing your emotional intelligence.
Whatever it is, we encourage you to explore it, embrace the challenge, and celebrate the progress that you make along the way. Remember, the power to create a better future, it lies within you. So go out there and unlock your full potential.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving to create a life you absolutely love.